experienced the passage of Envisioned twice in one day.
The hell? The hell are you talking about? What are you people doing? What are you people doing? Huh? Oh! The hell is that?
But Envisioned can't communicate with us anymore. Can they see us? Or can they only see what's inside?
In Witness by Stone, Nozaku posits that Envisioned can see us, but choose not to speak. They have loftier matters to ponder when they walk the void.
One day, if I'm lucky enough to.
Where did they go? Did they pass into the void? That's weird. I don't trust that. What is that? What is that? Whoop.
Run and hide, find small places, still the huge ice seas. The huge ice seas. It drags us to the dark places. It drags us to the cold. Everything's stone. Everything bone.
Good. I'm glad to know that the giant eyeball can see us everywhere. You have to deal with Sauron. That's gotta be a good time.
Himself, fellow seekers. A face instead of the endless dark. Black eyes rather than that malevolent emptiness that came before. A voice speaking to select few, over which otherwise would be the howling of forever, of nothing without end. And now he sleeps in the ritual home, held in the crushing grip of the void itself. And he will sleep forever, fellow seekers, for that is our charge. For without the outside, the void would hunger and roil, and the world itself would shudder.
Are we going to find the outsider's actual body? Hey! So I missed you there. Buddy, guy, man, dude, friend, buddy, guy, man, dude, friend, buddy, guy, dude, buddy, friend, man, guy, dude,
Forbidden.
friend.
Could be worth looking
Forbidden.
into.
MacLeod and I have long discussion on ancient translation and linguistics. It's a pity, really. We know the truth.
Is anyone else down here with you? Says that guy. I got this woman so good.
I understand, honey. He has to die. I don't dispute that. But his work...
There are things that even those such as we were never meant to gaze upon. Remember that.
Get her good. There's another guy over here I missed. A couple of guys. Many guys. now your entire face gets to be black, lady. How's about that? That does not carry unfortunate implications what I just said at all. In the slightest. Right, man? You know what I'm saying.
May the void blacken your eyes.
Absolutely. What? Don't look at me. Just want to have a chat with your friend.
May the eyes watch over you.
Yes? Like shit, man. Feel free to come right in here. Ooh, reflexes? Oh, that's another power that we could buy from in the original game. Allowed you to deflect bullets with your sword, correctly. Well, in Dishonored 2 and Dishonored 1. Let's look at that. And reflexes. Block to deflect projectiles. Good. Armored bones. Reduced damage, louder movement. Reduced damage, slower movement. Falling actually still drains void power using semblance. Bone charms in there because of all the cultists. Oh, they're in the perfect position for hyperbar grenades. Ah. Hyperbar grenades. I love them.
Come on! What's all this racket? Huh? No
Nothing?
luck. Let's
I'll take a
search
look
over
around.
there then.
Don't you know who you're dealing with? You're dead already.
Am I now? Oops.
What do you want? Why are you here?
Oh, hi. You did not know it was a thing. Oh, these bone charms are great. Bloodthirsty? I believe that increases damage when I hit things. Yeah, the adrenaline system. Out of the way, you. Oh, I can't do that. Okay. You. Out of the way, you. You. Just the table. Love pickle bar grenades. Cultist. Cultist. Oh, that cultist has. And that cultist. Oh, they all have clone tribes. I want them. I want the clone tribes. Ah! Bone charms. Glorious, glorious bone charms. Bone charms. Grenades.
By the eye.
Oh.
I know you're here somewhere, and I'm going to find you. You will join him in death soon. I'll make sure of that.
Are you going back to your seat? You're silly. As you know, we cannot allow that. So I'll leap upon your head. Onto it and upon you. Hi. Just raw whalebone. TikTok? What do you mean TikTok? Oh, just whalebone. I was hoping for more bone charms. Tasty, tasty bone charms. Let's see. There looks to be a path under here. Kind of just goes to the same place, it seems. Well, no. Wait, what? What's this staircase go? Hey, Matt. Okay.
Cold stone
Oh,
hard.
this. What the hell? I guess the reality has shifted and sealed that off with stone. Cultist. 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 Oh my god, there's so many of them. There's so many people in here. I cannot possibly mark all of them. I could kill those guys with the hyperbaric grenade.
We don't know. But if her ambitions had been grander than a simple feat. The death of a god is no small thing. It ripples out to the furthest places. And even then, the dead god's eye still remembers the void.
You did enough harm as it is. These anomalies threaten everything we've done here.
Our foundations are strong. We avoided catastrophe. The outsider remains in the void, and we've held him there for centuries. One woman could never change that.
You say that, but they're not the gate close.
guess who's going to come closer than close? That's right, it's Billy. There's so many of you.
Sneaking dreams of the heart of it all. Wrapped in black and cold. Wrapped in forever.
Hi, guy. You're my new face buddy.
May the void blacken your eyes.
How to go about this? Oh, there's the knife. That guy being there causing me problems. That's right, my guy. You saw nothing.
Nothing? Huh? Now I'll take a look around.
Let's search over there then. You died serving something like... Ow! May you find your way to the void. Your eye! Where did you steal that piece of the void?
Let's see. What should we do? What's up?
Come out and fight, you rat!
Hi. Oh, cool.
Ow! You should have stayed away from us.
That was poorly done.
The outsider is marking among us. Always watching.
Where did you? How?
What are you talking about?
May the void blacken your eyes. May the eye watch over you.
It is fine.
I should so.
The guy that's pacing will be a problem.
He sleeps and dreams of a heart wrapped in bright and cold.
Ooh, chloroform bottle.
Huh? No luck. Let's search over there then. I just need to.
Ooh.
Where are you hiding? The eye will guide me right to you.
I think you glitched out. Any child knows the constellations above the Isles, the captain at the helm, the tusked Leviathan, the vain Duchess, the scaled he-goat, the Moth King, tales older than the outsider himself, patterns read long ago by the fearful and the ignorant, create meaning from the emptiness that engulfs them. The supposed significance of one's birth in relation to these signs is a common folktale. Those born under this or that set of stars will be lucky, or obedient, or stubborn, or proud. This is, of course, simple superstition, but what may be read in the stars is of greater substance than the fortunes of the unimportant masses. The night sky foretold the necessity of the outsider, and urged the Envisioned to seek out the wretch who would become him. It is not simply the movement of these distant stars, but when they blink out into nothingness that tells us what the void requires. Alongside the migration of birds and the entrails of certain animals, the disappearance of several prominent celestial lights urged the ancient Envisioned to take a helpless orphan and create the outsider from his wretched flesh. Ugh. Creepy. Jacoby, further delay. He is a man of singular dedication. Any difficulty he encounters he overcomes by sheer force of persistence. He is undoubtedly devoted to our intellectual ideals, a studious man, dispassionate, yet obsessive. In his single-mindedness he can be prone to nervous fits and neglectful of himself and other duties. Furthermore, he is too enamored of the sanguine infusion and its effects on his mind. Yoon, further delay. An aesthete? He appreciates the patterns and nuances of the void. His knowledge and passion would enrich our pursuits here. But the man is a celebrity. As of yet, he would not be suited to our rigors or our lifestyle. His public profile is too high to relocate without causing some alarm, and we believe he enjoys that fact. Michaels, to ascend within 3 years. A woman of consummate control, she has maintained a network of patrons and subordinates which has allowed our influence to spread and our studies to continue. Her reliability and constancy is unquestionable. It is through her efforts and resources that the dangerous relic from the outside's creation has been kept secured. Our trust was not misplaced. Well, well, well. Guess who has the thing now? What else is in here? If the difficulties of reaching the void are neither practical nor moral, then we must reflect upon the ethical. If the void is only presented to those at the threshold of death, then one must glean that death is required in order to breach whatever barrier stands between our world and that of unfathomable legend. I am not suggesting we begin some heretical practice of human sacrifice. Consider this. There are people within our society who have made it their purpose in life to trouble the hard-working citizens of the Empire through sloth, thievery, and murder. The execrable persons are not fit to live among us. With the cooperation of the Abbey of the Everyman and the Academy of Natural Philosophy, a device might be constructed to trap these social vermin at a point of fatal pain, so that the void might be properly accessed and studied. Morbid experiments to be sure, but necessary for the criminals who live within our walls to be turned to a greater purpose. Here they might be of use at their moment of death as they never were in their life. This is but my own modest proposal. I'm a psychopath. A voice for the silence, a face for the water, a face for the terror, a body for the darkness, a wound for the wanting, a knife for the knowing, a hole for the hollow, a truth for the secret, a charge for the ordinary, an eye for the eyeless. Oh, I bet I could use that to get into a place where I'm not supposed to be. What's down here? Is there a person down here? There's potatoes. Oh, hey. I know where that is. Nothing else of much note, though.
Seminars? Surely you must. It's essential. Envisioned.
What?
That's the trick I could use! Face your death!
What the hell just happened?
There's no use running!
What the hell just happened? The game glitched, and I just hear him choking forever. Not that. Where's my chloroform? It's gone. Oh, heck, bro. This set of bone charms is great. Our referencing system needs to be reviewed as soon as possible. Bibliographical inconsistencies have been noted in several recent works, which makes study and citation difficult. Some of the older texts have been gnawed at by rats and need to be rebound. Make sure there's no mold in the pages before removing the damaged binding. The mines can be damp in unexpected places. Also, put down more poison. The first law is clearly not working. If the latest accounts of sanguine infusion use have been sent to us, it is needed for our research. Repeated use of these infusions seems to have a deleterious mental effect alongside prolonged contact with the void. It is of great interest. We must compare long and short-term consequences. One of the eyeless in Karnaka have smuggled a letter along with the shipment of texts and provisions. It was examined and burned. Its intended recipient is unknown, but appears to be from a loved one. We will find out for whom it was addressed and written and deal with them accordingly. For now, direct the eyeless to seek out the smuggler and the loved one. Ugh. It is a rare enough tale, but one which varies only in the tone and enthusiasm of the narrators. Select few are, through dreams or contact with shrines, transported to the void and converse with the outsider himself. Some, it is said, walk away from these encounters with his favor. Naturally, it is difficult to untangle the reliable accounts from the ramblings of desperate seekers of the outsider's attention. Nevertheless, an analysis of these events is warranted. The Abbey of the Everyman mourns the outsider walks among them, but to them he is merely the stranger who tempts you to infidelity or the pickpocket who robs you of trinkets. Only the barest understanding of the truth exists in their foolish litany. We of the eye know where the outsider truly lies. However, if these stories are to be believed, then we must question the extent of his power in the void. Does he choose these dialogues consciously? What is the nature of these conversations, if indeed they are intelligible? What is his physical nature in these moments? These are the questions I attempt to answer in the chapters that follow. Interesting. Where did she come from? I don't get it. And then her fellow glitched out. The most common dialogic interactions recorded with the outsider are conjurations occurring at one of the many shrines to him constructed across the Isles. They are considered, like all things of interest, heretical by the Abbey and are forbidden from public view. These simple altars, often made of wood, wire, and other materials found close at hand, are adorned with candles, dried herbs, coin, and pieces of carved whalebone, known to possess a blessing from the void. It is not known if any item beyond the latter makes a tangible difference to the shrine's power. Nevertheless, it is through these ritualized sites that contact with the outsider is thought possible. However, many such attempts are failures. Long are the list of potential incantations, sacrificial animals, and bodily fluids which are said to compel the outsider to appear. None are successful. but yet there remain scattered first-hand accounts of people bearing on their flesh what is known colloquially as the Outsider's Mark, which we recognize as the symbol engraved in whalebone runes. Seemingly communing with these altars, and when they awake, are able to recount specifics of the Outsider's voice and appearance, which do not vary substantially in their description. Where's book number 2? Where's the second? Where is it? The ritual hold, the void, and Shindaerey North Quarry. Huh. Just have a bunch of books floating around out here in the water. That is not proper care for your literature. Remember, kids, whatever you do, don't give your books baths. There it is. Perhaps the most well-documented, yet also the most dubious of the Outsider's visitations are his encounters with the men and women of the Abbey of the Everyman. Aside from vague descriptions of temptations which the Overseers and Oracular Sisters both attribute to the Outsider's presence, there are cases of Outsider visitations in this category which merit our attention. The first is the bloviating account of the confrontation between the Outsider and High Overseer Francis Perry. It is maintained that the Outsider assumed the form of a large serpent and attacked the High Overseer in his chambers. I must stress the falsity of this story. The Outsider's physical form exists bodily in the void, and does not, as we know, shapeshift like a trickster from a fanciful tale. However, turning to the confessions of an excommunicated oracular sister by the name of Romana Kime, we find a plausible tale. She recounted a dream in which the Outsider puked her, and, understanding the circumstances of her wrongful conviction of apostasy, offered her a gift. This was rejected. The next morning she was branded and turned out to the streets. Is there a fourth book? This leads back out to the main room. Where am I going?
She is seen through dark waters. Soon she will see me obscured.
Sheesh. Yeesh. I'm gonna have to deal with one of these things. Sheesh. That's gonna be a hell of a time. Am I heading back this way? No, that just leads back out to the room. Where am I going? Shut up. I need to go there. But I think there was another room back this way that I wanted to check out. Carrots. Right there? Down here. We lack the language to express the void in all its complexities. We have no words for its beauty. There is the rich, velvety darkness of the depths of the ocean, the hollow hues of the sky on a starless night, the cold color when you close your eyes to moonlight, the mottled pigments of a bruise on tender skin, the sharp black at the corners of your vision as you faint from exhaustion, a crumbled anointment of old blood, your own face reflected faintly in a dark glass. I was ignorant of these delicate gradations when I first arrived, but the eye of the dead god has penetrated my senses and opened my mind. What was once a dull gray has revealed its subtle luster. In my former life, I was a painter. I captured the blush of a young debutante's cheek or the turn of a noble, shapely calf. I was paid vast sums to render the most insipid, lifeless, aristocratic faces into grand examples of virile splendor, but nothing I had ever seen compares to the grace and color of the void. Okay. Oh, I can't feel my leg. MacLeod's key needed. These keys when you need lasers. Okay. I guess we need to find MacLeod. Where would such a MacLeod be? Where's the MacLeod? Because that's mostly just heading to the eye. This way.